thank you for giving us new life today. We thank you. We bless you, God. Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord God. Hallelujah. Bless your name, Jesus. Giving honor to God, to Bishop and Lady Woody, to all who are here. I won't be before you long. My topic is, Lord, do it again. It's been stated that prayer and praise is the order of the house, and so often we make that request for God to do it again in us, to wash us, to renew us, to cleanse us, to purge us. But really, do we mean it? We make that type of request. We are committing ourselves to seeking Him. We're committing to fasting. We're committing to spending more time in prayer. We're committing to denying and crucifying our flesh. We're committing ourselves to God to have free reign in us when we ask Him to do it again in us. But so many times we ask God to do it again in us, and that's where we stop. We stop at simply asking Him to do it. We don't go any further from just saying, Lord, do it again. That's where we stop. We just say, God, do it again in us. And we just expect God to do it. But we're not putting any work in it for Him to do it. And a lot of times we don't realize how much stuff we put before God. We say God is our all in all and He's the head of our lives, but we put our jobs before Him. We put our children before Him. We put our finances before Him. Everything that we go through, we put before God. So our request for Him to do it again in us is being buried under what we're going through. God is no longer our priority. We put things before God. But we still expect Him to do it again in us. We still expect Him to keep blessing us. We still expect Him to make ways for us. But we have all our stuff before Him. God is always open. He's always available. He's always there when we need Him. He's always at reach. We can always go to Him. And we often say, God, we're waiting on you. And God is saying to us, I'm waiting for you to make room for me. Amen. I'm waiting for you to make room for me to come in and fill you. Make room for me to wash you. Make room for me to sanctify you. Make room for me to revive you. Make room for me to fill you again. I'm available, but you have to make room and invite me into your life so that I can fill you again. Make room for me. We're not waiting on God. God's waiting on us. He's there, but we have stuff that we put before Him. And all He's saying is, all you have to do is make room for me. Psalms 91:1 says, He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Go back to your secret place and make room for Him to come in and do what you want Him to do. Lord, do it again in us. I don't want to just be on the surface, God, but I want you to dwell and abide in me. God, I want to dwell and abide in you. I want to live in your presence. I want to rest there. God, take us deeper in you, God. I want to go so deep that I'm not comfortable going outside of His will. I'm not comfortable with putting stuff before Him. Take me deeper, God. I make room for you to come in and have your way in me. Lord, do it again in me. And then there are other times when God only releases His fresh oil after we have gone through a season of suffering, after we've gone through some things. And that's because He wants to see how desperate you really are for Him, how bad you really want it. Do you want it enough to go through? Do you want Him enough to suffer through some things? Or are you going to give up in the process? I thought about the story of Jacob. And how Jacob was tired of wrestling. He was tired of fighting, and all he wanted was relief. He was so desperate that he told God, I won't let you go until you bless me. God, I won't let you go. I'm going to hold on until you bless me. I'm going to keep seeking you until you fill me. I'm going to keep seeking you till you do it again in me. I'm going to keep seeking you, God, until you make me over again. God, I make room for you. Lord, do it again in me. In order for God to do it again in us, we have to let go of us. Let go of us. Crucify yourself. Deny yourself. And seek God. Don't just seek Him when you need Him. Don't just seek Him when things are haywire. Seek Him daily. Daily. This is a daily walk. It's not always easy. It's not. But you can't put everything before God and still expect God to do what you want Him to do. God is waiting on us. He's waiting on us to be open and honest with Him. Stop going to God in a form. Be vulnerable. And be real with God. You be real with God, God will be real with you. In this next season where the house is going, we have no other choice but to make room for God. We have no choice. Where Bishop is going, where the house is going. You're going to get left behind if you don't open up yourself and get to the place where God has called all of us to be. It's not just Bishop. It's not just Elder Shippey. It's not just Elder Walker. It's all of us together going up. But if you want to stay, you can stay. That's fine. But God, I say, I make room for you to come in and do it again in me. I don't want to be left behind. I want to go where we're going. I want to go where the church is going. God, do it again in me. God, I make room for you to have complete reign over my life. I make room for you to have control over my life, God. Not just my spiritual life, but my flesh life. God, I make room for you to come